Hi guys, I am back and I'm gonna shoot a second video now. I thought it would be cool to do something different than I did the last time. So I'm gonna show you guys how I get ready really early in the morning. Sometimes I have to be, at a job before 8 a.m. That means that I have to leave my house at like 6, so I have to get ready, and I normally wake up at like 5:30. So to kind of make myself look like I've had loads of sleep when I actually haven't. And I thought, maybe you guys can take bits and pieces and use it on yourselves. So just a disclaimer, this is just what I like to do. I'm not necessarily saying that it's going to work for you. It will involve, a little bit of fake lashes, a little bit of highlighting and contouring. But as I do it, I will definitely explain why I'm doing it and how to do it and give you tips and tricks to make it really easy. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Let's do this. So first of all, this time around, I'm going to try and explain a little bit more why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know that the last video I did, I was using this nifty little Ulta mirror and it got in the way of a lot of things. I'm going to try and position the camera or the mirror in a way that you guys can see a bit more. I'll also try and narrate. So I don't have any foundation on right now. Normally when it's a really early morning, I like to really prep the skin, and what I would suggest is, if you can, the night before, do as much as you can. Exfoliate, use a really good like a mask, something that's going to really hydrate your skin, because when your body has to wake up quickly early in the morning and it doesn't feel like it wants to wake up, you can see it on your skin. It stresses the skin, and definitely have eye drops and all these kinds of things as well to take down redness or any signs of irritation. I normally do a mixture. I use a serum. So at the moment I've got Max Prep and Prime. I've already put this on. I usually do like 2 pumps and really massage it into the skin. After that, I'll take a really nice hydrating moisturizer. My skin's super dry, so you guys, I go for actually this. This is Total Moisture by Benefit. It's supposed to be a night cream, but my skin is super duper dry. It's really dehydrated. So yeah, I just prep the skin as much as possible, really make it feel comfy, and then it just wakes up the skin. It just makes it look better. Trust me, it will help you so much. So once that's done, for foundation, the foundation that I like to use, I have a bunch that I like to use, but when it's an early morning call and I need to get ready really fast and I need to look like I've had loads of sleep and look really awake, I do prefer going for something like a medium coverage. However, I have to be super careful because we all know medium to full coverage foundations, a lot of times they're either too creamy and get really like kind of oily looking on the skin, or they're really matte and too drying. So I like to combine foundations. What I'm doing right now is I'm using 2 different types. I use the Tarte Amazonian Clay BB Tinted Moisturizer, and I mix this with my Tom Ford, what's it called? Hold on, let me check. Tom Ford Traceless Perfecting Foundation. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what I do and how I mix these 2 together. So with this one, I'll just take I don't know, maybe like that much, like a squished pea amount. This one for me right now is a little teeny bit light, and then this one right now is a little bit teeny bit dark. So I'm just gonna mix them together. I kind of put half and half. I love the tinted moisturizer one. It is super comfy, really lightweight. but I love this because it gives me the coverage that I want. And then together they kind of give this perfect coverage, moisture, not too matte, not too dewy. It's just like literally just right. It's like a satin finish for dry skin. And if you've got dry skin, you know that that's a battle. So I like to take the Real Techniques Beauty Blender sponge. I'm just gonna mix this stuff with my finger. And then I'm gonna take the sponge and just dip it on the back of my hand. I like this sponge because it's got like the flat edge to it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and bop it over the skin. I put fake tan on. So hopefully tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning I've got an early morning, I'll be able to have a better foundation match. This is just a quick base. I'm gonna do some other stuff to kind of make the skin look, you know, really kind of awake and healthy. Here comes a little mirror. I'm gonna put some more. Maybe I need to start over. I totally forgot about primer, you guys. Oh my god. That's alright. I'll just talk to you guys about the primers. Because I don't wear primer actually all the time. I only actually wear them when I need them. Like times like these when I need to like get up super early, but because this is just a simulation, I forgot. So I'll talk to you guys about it in a moment. Let me get this on. See, it's a little bit darker than my natural tone right now. So that's kind of the finish that I go for. I don't like to look like I spent an hour getting ready in the morning when I go to a job. I just want them to kind of see, yeah, she's made a good effort, but she hasn't spent like an hour. When sometimes I actually do. Primers. I totally forgot about them. There's two that I'm obsessed with right now at the moment. And actually, there's a third step kind of as well, but I'll incorporate that after. I just mention it right now. It's the Becca low lighting. Oh no, sorry, it's backlight primer filter. So nice. It gives a really, really radiant glow to the skin. This goes on after your moisturizer. And then I like this. You know what? So many people have told me about this and I've never believed them. I usually hate these kind of primers that, you know, fill your pores and lines and stuff. I just feel like I always break out after them. But this one's actually really good. The Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, just like the classic one. I only wear this though kind of in the butterfly areas on my skin, just because then I don't have to wear powder, which is great. So I just put it like here, and then over the nose, and a little bit in this kind of butterfly area around my nose and cheeks. And that's it. Then I'm good to go. And then I get on with the rest of the steps of my application. Kind of the third step that I use, and I'm going to put this on right now to show you, but this normally goes on before the foundation. It's the MAC Prep and Prime Light Boost Highlighting Pen. Now when I put this on, it's going to look really, really light, but you'll see that it will oxidize a bit and become a little bit closer to my natural skin tone. So this normally I pop on in the classic kind of Kim Kardashian highlighting fashion, and then I usually buff it out with my foundation, but we're going to do it the opposite way right now. This, because it's this yellow shade, it hides any kind of redness in the skin, and I go quite heavy with it. This is what is going to really kind of make me look alive. I love this stuff. If you've got really, really dark circles under the eye, what I would suggest is something that's a little bit warmer. So something like Bright Forecast, or if you're like a darker, deeper skin tone, you can definitely try Peach Luster. I mean, they're fantastic. They will warm up any like cold, purpley, almost like bruisey looking under eye madness. Let's see, let's toss in here. Where else did I get red? A little bit here. Yeah, that's kind of it. I'm just gonna blend it a little bit more around the eye. This is where I'm quite dark. And see, that's what's cool about makeup. You can totally kind of mess around with it. It doesn't always have to be in a certain like routine. Put this away. And now I'm going to grab my little beauty blender sponge, bop it into place, and I will still layer this with the concealer. I like to focus on the skin when it's like an early morning. I like to spend the most time doing the skin, just so I look awake. But for me, my skin is like, I think, my biggest issue. So you can definitely adjust this routine to make it fit to whatever you feel like your biggest like skin issue is. Cool, so that's kind of evened out my skin tone and kind of brightened up my under eye area. Now I'm just gonna let that sit, and I'm gonna go on to eyes and eyebrows. So eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is in medium brown. On the last tutorial, I used the Dip Brow in medium brown. I'm just using the pencil because it's a bit faster, a little bit more natural looking, and I wanted you guys to see another great product from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, a really, really important part to shaping your brows is to know where your brows should start, arch, and end. Normally, they tell you to start your brows like at the outer corner of your nose, like draw like a line going straight up. But however, if you take that line and start it in the dip of the nose, on both sides obviously, that little bit that you bring it inwards, it's actually going to slim the nose and make your nose look really nice and slim and long. Well, not super long, but just slimmer. And then you just do the classic like arch and length. So your arch should be outer corner of the nose and just kind of hitting the outer edge of your pupil and then up to your brow bone. So that's where it should arch. And then your length is outer corner of the nose and just along the outer corner of your eye. Same on the opposite side. I'm going to start by, well, I always start by doing the underside of the brow. So I just do a really brief thin line, and then I kind of fill in the arch here on this top side. Mine's been taken off very sadly. There's some noise outside. I'm gonna wait for it to go. So yeah, let's get started on the brows. So try to do it closer here to the mirror or the lens. My skin's gonna look super scarry because I didn't put that silly primer on. Sorry guys, but this is me. Right. So in the front bit, I gotta be really gentle and just using the tip of that pencil And I'm not going to go upwards into the brow just yet. I'll do that a bit later with the spoolie end of it. Now I'm just going to do the top part. So my arch should be right there, a little bit fuller. So I just have to draw it onto the skin slightly and then fill it in and brush these guys into place. And there we sort of have my brow. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I think that's good. I love a good full wolfy eyebrow. Now, contouring out the brow shape is totally optional. I'm not going to do it right now because I normally don't when I'm in a hurry. I just whip on some brow gel. You can use a tinted one. I'm just going to use the clear. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills again. So I'm just going to dab the gel on here. Brush the hairs into place. I kind of like to brush them up and then out. Sorry, the camera switched off. So I'm just brushing out this side. I'm gonna take a look at my trusty little Ulta mirror here. All right, I think that's good. Moving right along. So I wanted to show you a couple options for quick, easy eye. I just picked these up. I'm in a little bit of a Becca phase, if you will. So this one right here is the Ombre Nude, like matte palette. And then this one right here is the Rouge palette. Ombre Rouge palette. If you have these, you can literally do any look. You can do your brows as well, and I think they'll suit literally everyone. Really kind of warmer, darker skin tones. It might come up a little bit ashy, some of the colors, but definitely great for brows, and kind of fair to medium to kind of like goldeny tones that are not like super warm. I'm going to use this one today. It's the Ombre Nude palette, and I'm going to incorporate a brow pencil with it as well. I'm going to use MAC's Coffee Liner. I'm going to go ahead and line the top line. I like coffee because it's not a black, it's not a brown, it's like right in the middle. Perfect for everyone. If you got green eyes, this will make your eyes look even more green. I don't know why. I think it's a little bit of the warmth in it. So I've just gone ahead and kind of popped this over the lash line on the top. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to go and smudge the heck out of it. Use this guy right here, just a little smudgy brush. Again, does not have to be perfect at all. We're going to put some shadow over it. If you layer shadow over pencil, it's going to stay on way longer. So it's just generally a very good little tip. Right. Looks very messy, but trust me, it's not going to stay like this. So then we're just going to take an eyeshadow brush. Where is my eyeshadow brush? here it is. This is a little it brush. I am going to take the shade number 2 from the palette. And I'm just gonna run it over the lash line, basically really close to where we put the brown eyeliner. It just gives kind of a nice fade. I'd avoid really like milky, chalky colors. That's why I'm not touching this one at the top. You'll instantly look like 10 years older, I promise you. All right. Amazing. So that's kind of the shape that we want to get. We're going to do like correction at the end when we apply a little bit of bronzer. Definitely if you feel like you want a darker lash line, go on in and repeat the same process, pop the pencil on, and then just smudge it out as much as you want. Instead of doing that, I'm going to take a flat angled brush and take the darkest shade number 5 in the palette right here, and I'm just going to imitate a little bit of a feel-in flick on the outer edge. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. It's so loud outside. Right, so the next step is totally optional. Again, I like to put a little bit of the liner on the lower lash line. You can use the same kind of deeper brown color. That's what I'm going to do. And just place it kind of underneath right here on the lower lash line. Doesn't have to be taken all the way in. Just kind of midway. If you feel like you want to smudge it, you can smudge it. I'm just going to leave it like that. So now we're nearly done with the eyes. I'm just going to take some mascara, put loads of mascara on, and then pop some more corner lashes on. Right, so let's talk about lashes before I go ahead and put them on. It's totally optional. I just feel like instead of me going ahead and doing like a full-on smoky eye look and really playing with colors and tones and textures early in the morning, I literally cannot be bothered, and it's so much easier for me just take a corner lash or any type of lash and just pop it on. The two types that I like to use are, as I said, the corner lashes or demi-wispies. The ones I'm obsessing over if they're demi-wispies are the Allure Vegas Nay lashes that look like this. Just your average demi-wispy lash. However, I find it's way easier just to use corner lashes. MAC 12 lashes are great. Or if, another really good trick. So sometimes the corner lashes, like the inner bit, it's too long. So I feel like it looks a little bit weird on my lash, or the outer corner is just way too long. So sometimes it's easier if you get like the Allure, not Allure, the Ardell 110 lash, which looks like, let me find it for you. Cool, so I found it. So these are the 110 lash. If you cut like the inner third off and use that for your outer corner lash, it will fit perfectly. It will look amazing. Definitely don't throw away the rest of the lash though, but it's just a really good tip. I found it works really, really well. So yeah, and then you can go ahead and like stack loads of them together. I've got ones that I've stacked up. I'll show you what those look like. So these are a pair of corner lashes that I've just like stacked on top of each other. Like the normal ones look like this. So you can see they're a little bit thicker. I'm just going to use the normal ones to keep it easy. So yeah, totally optional. I'm going to do it. If you guys like to use a strip lash, or let's say you want to use a strip lash, but you kind of feel like it's super difficult, the easiest way to do it is cut the lash down the center and try and place it on like in 2 halves. Then you don't feel like you need to have like 6 arms. So I'm just gonna let them dry now, and I'll move on to the rest of the face. So let's go ahead and do the rest of the face, finish everything up so we can get out of here. I'm gonna take my trusty MAC Mineralized Concealer in W20. I put it a little bit just around the face. That's it. Another really, really good kind of color corrector and concealer that you guys should try from MAC are these. You can completely customize your own colors. I mean, they're just fantastic. I love these. I'm so sorry, this brush is disgusting. It's my brush. Like, I would never put this on a client. You guys can tell how dry my skin is. Like, I have not powdered, and it literally, there's like no shine at all. All right, so next step is just gonna put some definition and color onto the face. So there's a couple products that I want to mention that I think are really, really handy to have when you're in a hurry and you need to look on point. First of all is the good old MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the neutral colors. I really, really love to use these just for like a natural looking bronze. And then also another one that I've just discovered, if you like a little bit more of a natural look but you want that contour girl, go for the Becca Cream Low Light Highlight Perfecting Palette. I'll show you guys in a moment how to use this. It's phenomenal. If you want to splurge, and if you can splurge, Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Super, super gorgeous. I believe it will work quite nicely for like light to medium skin tones. Now she's got more colors, so women of color can totally use this and they'll love it. It's just really classic, really easy, really trustworthy. And then last but not least, this is like my favorite thing in the world. I just bought a second one. It's the Anastasia contour kit, and this is the original one. I mean, really, do I have to say anything? And we're back. The batteries died. So yeah, we're back. So yeah, I was just applying some cream highlight to my cheekbones and a little bit to the tip of my nose. and a tiny, tiny bit just above my brow bone. Now I'm going to go in and just finish everything off with mineralized skin finish, and I'm going to use like a little contour-y type of brush. This one is Royal and Langnickel. If you're one of my friends from Budapest, you are really lucky. I bought this at the Echet Bolt. I sound that was very aggressive of me, the way I said that. Sods. So I'm just gonna buff out the contour, deepen it up a little. I like the warmth. The shade's medium dark. Buff the rest of it into the hairline. I'm also going to take a little crease brush, pop some of the mineralized skin finish on it, and just run it back and forth in the crease. Cool. And then last but not least, I'm going to take the Anastasia palette and use the shimmery highlight color called I think it's called I don't know what it's called, man. I'm really sorry. But it's the shimmery shade. And I'm just going to pop that over the cream highlight. And then I'll put a little bit in the inner corner of the eye. I like this. I like this color a lot. A lot of people don't like it, but I really like it. A little bit more of like a colder, frostier, pinky highlight, like a pink champagne. Now I am going to take more of a bronzer color and just go, you know, bronze up my face. I don't want to use a blush. You guys can definitely change this step for a blush. I'm just gonna use this. Stuff is super pigmented, so I'm gonna be really careful that I don't put too much on. I'm making the funniest faces right now. I always get little hair stuck in this brush. It's the only thing that drives me nuts about this brush. Alright guys, that is my finished kind of, what should we call it? Let's call it finished look of someone who looks like they've spent loads of time trying to look kind of flawless, but not necessarily spent as long as it looks like. That sounds really weird, but I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I hope you enjoyed it, and definitely let me know other things that I can touch up on. It's still my second video, so I'm still like really trying to get a hang of how to do stuff, what to talk about, and how to narrate and not narrate, and all that madness. So yeah, I'll try and write everything down in the description box as well. Tell a friend, you know, yeah, tell a friend about me, share, you know, let me know what's going on, what you want to see, what you want me to talk about, and yeah, hopefully I'll be back soon. Bye!